shot right there. He had to get it off over a taller defender.
Starting
A
the
little bit of a
quarter.
rainbow three, but like you said, it had to be with the size mismatch.
Hey, 15 skunk, my nigga. So.
Well, you talk about the great European players in NBA.
If I'm beating you by 15, you need to go ahead and just quit.
Steve has to be right at the top of the list.
Well, without question. And another distinction, you know, for Dirk is he's possibly the greatest 7-foot shooter in basketball history. Actually, I think he is. And then with that high release, you know, his jumper is about the closest thing to an unblockable shot as we've seen since maybe the sky hook back in the day.
I'll give you a chance. Saeed. You must forgot who I'm playing with. Man, come here,
After the
man.
missed three by Carmelo.
One more shot. You need to quit, bro.
Noise from downtown, guys.
And they've got themselves a very nice lead to show for it.
I'm gonna put the bench in. Just play the bench the whole game.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
Dude, you tripping. If I can beat you with the bench, my nigga, quit.
You know, you mentioned the sky
Look,
hook.
y'all, everybody
Dirk
see
has
this, because I'm
actually
gonna
been
upload this to YouTube.
on a version of that
The
shot
bench.
with his
This is
lifelong
the bench.
German trainer.
I'm gonna play the whole
Still
bench.
tinkering with his game
I
and
feel
looking
like
to
it.
add to it even now. And he's surely going to be a Hall of Famer. That's part of the reason why he doesn't stop working on improving.
So both teams changing it up here. And the Knicks miss again.
And that's a shot you can't pass up. I mean, he should knock that down.
And it's Harris off the drive. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Man, I'm telling you.
Nowitzki has a game
I
that
did get a double
teaches so
clutch
well
layup,
with
boy.
his size and touch. Says in the offseason he trains more just on lower body strength than he does on shooting skill. Trying to keep that great platform for
What
the
you
shot.
doing, dog?
Out to Anthony. Here's Galloway. The offensive rebound. Here's Olminson. Pass to Galloway. Deep two from Anthony.
You know, y'all
And
niggas
they
gonna get this
finally
rebound.
get it to go. A full night's work on the boards and one trip down the floor. Here's
I
Barea.
made you fall.
Those three-pointers off
That's
the
what I
mark.
think. I made you fall. I'm gonna
Knicks
shoot
trail
that.
by 11. Oh, and there's the alley-oop.
I don't know what you think about that. That's
Dallas will
stupid.
take
That's an
possession.
alley-hoop. That's why you
Such a
stupid.
careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
The dish now to Aminu. Stoudemire with this.
All right. Thought you said you were going back to sleep, though.
The pass to Stoudemire. 6 to shoot. Barea gets to Villanueva. Pass to Aminu. Now the feed to Villanueva. He dishes it to Barea. Good if it goes.
Oh, my man.
Welcome back, everyone, to lopsided first quarter in the books already as we
court out
start
there.
the second quarter. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Mavericks.
Now they didn't waste
I don't
any
need to
time
put the
getting into
starters
a
in.
groove
You don't
out
need-
there. They're dialed in from long
Man, who
range.
put Rondos
They
in?
also came out of the locker room with their running
was it,
shoes
man?
on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Amar'e Stoudemire still an efficient scorer attacking the rim. The problems have been at the defensive end of the floor where last season he fouled 4 times more than he blocked a shot. Not a great ratio. So he's got to continue to work defensively.
They've got Calderon. Anthony out there with Quincy Ace. Then there's Shane Larkin. And it's Aldridge in the pivot spot, manning the middle. They're the group New York will start the second with. And a chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Man, this is just terrible.
Well,
Go ahead and
Kevin,
quit,
Derek
son.
Fisher going straight from his playing to his new job as the Knicks head coach. He brushed aside questions
I'm
about
just
his
gonna
lack
let you
of
make that.
experience,
Make that
saying,
shot.
basketball is a
Shoot,
game
shoot.
that I'm experienced in
Shoot,
playing,
man.
understanding, leading in, and
On the
helping
back of
achieve
my
the
foot,
greatest
shoot.
gift in the
There you
world as
go.
an athlete, and that's
Yeah,
being
miss.
a champion. Not
So-
bad, guys.
A lack of confidence. He understands winning, Doris. Thanks. And Amari, he's owed around $45 million over this season and next.
And that's a huge contract. Still a great scorer, but as we discussed, he's got to defend at a better level, rebound at a higher rate, to command more minutes on this team, and we'll see if he can make that happen.
New York calls timeout.
Mavs ownership has made it clear their plans
play
and
with the
hopes
bench.
are
See
that
how
Dirk
bad I can
Nowitzki
beat you
will
with the
remain
bench.
a Maverick for the
Bench
remainder
players.
of his Hall of Fame career.
Yeah,
You
these
look at
bench-
what
some of the
he
bench players
meant to
flat
this
off.
team. The fourth most points scored with a single
Shoot it.
franchise in
I'll
NBA
let you go
history.
in.
A couple more seasons, and he could move up to third in that category.
Catching up on the
Turn that
changes
over
for
for
New
you.
York. Checked in for Aldridge. Amundsen comes in for Quincy Ace. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Jose Calderon.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the
That was
transition
stupid.
opportunity.
I seen
It
that
wasn't
coming.
just a tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
Go ahead, shoot that.
Here's Hardaway.
You don't let your man
That's in
come
there.
back, man.
Anthony with the assist. Hardaway has got his first points of the game. And Steve, you talk about Nowitzki's career with the Mavs, a perennial playoff contender, 2 trips to the finals, and of course the 2011 title.
Well, he's been the cornerstone. I mean,
You ready
not
to
just
talk
a
or you
great
going back to
player,
sleep,
but a
man?
great
You need to stay
teammate
up.
as well.
Ain't
Just
no
the
more
way he
sleep.
approaches his work on a daily basis. The influence that he's had on that franchise is just
Ain't no more
remarkable.
sleep. You just need to stay up
The
now.
investment that they've made in him
Can't go to
and
sleep
vice
at all
versa
night.
has pretty much made the Mavericks over the last decade plus.
Your sleep game is pointless.
Offensive rebound. Smith kicks to Amundsen. Anthony with the bucket.
He presents a defender with a serious challenge, always.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
New
Bench
York
gonna
Knicks
actually
were
have some
ranked as
points.
the NBA's most valuable franchise recently, and with team values skyrocketing, the Knicks came in at around $1.5 billion. That's a B, billion.
The Knicks making a switch here. Calderon's checked in. And that is good. And the Mavericks lead by 16.
I'm just gonna play for
I
fun.
like where they picked it up here offensively in the second.
Well, they've really caught fire. Their shooting percentage is in the high 50s now, so they're rolling.
See if you
And
can
of
out
course,
chop
the
this
Knicks, a huge
defense
part
right
of their
here.
value comes
The
from
3-2.
playing in the Big
The
Apple.
paint
Yeah, I
always
agree
open.
with that, Kevin. The business and media capital of the United States, you know, they go out of their way to attract the big stars to the games. Courtside seats for the top names. That helps give the Knicks an allure, kind of a glamour that a lot of franchises don't have.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s game pretty different from his father's. Tim Sr., of course, famed for his UTEP two-step, otherwise known as the killer crossover, and Jr.'s is a different game.
He is a different game, but he's going to have an effective and long career. Senior was also only a 6-foot point guard. Junior is a 6'6" shooting guard. And while he does have some handles, Junior I'm speaking of, he's more of a long-range bombardier thus far, and also I think has the potential to be pretty good defensively going forward.
Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession. Well, defense is a big part of these players' games as the top shot blockers among small forwards this season. You take a look at Aminu, one of the top intimidators in the league, a fierce shot blocker.
Just superb athletic defenders right there, all of them, and aggressive too. They challenge every shot.
You'd really love to see every player devote the kind of energy to their defense that this group of small forwards does.
You know, growing up, Tim Hardaway Jr. was really pushed hard by his dad. They would get into arguments about the game, and Tim Jr. said it almost pushed him away from basketball entirely. But in the end, Dad decided for the sake of their relationship to just give his son the space to figure it out on his own, and of course, it's worked beautifully.
Some nice passing by New York here. Deep 2 from Anthony. And it's Anthony again missing.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
Great job from behind the arc this quarter. I mean, shooting just under 60% for the game. I mean, that's smoking.
A clear look for Hardaway. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon.
It was a slow start for him, but he started to take off since we hit the second quarter, guys.
Barea, no good. And El Farouk Aminu gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. New York shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. Hardaway hits them both. Dallas calls timeout.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. And he may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now as the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
The Knicks making a switch here. 8 seconds left to play here in the half. And here's Ellis for 3. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. You have to like what we're seeing from Carmelo Anthony.
I know we've said this many times before, but I'll say it again. He had a great first half, just an explosive offensive display there.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had. He can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. The forwards are Parsons and Dirk. Ellis is out there with Rajon Rondo, and it's Chandler in the center position. 36. Carmelo Anthony, one of the league's elite scorers, no doubt.
No question about it, Kevin. I mean, really versatile as a threat. He can back you down because he's strong. He's a lot stronger than people realize. He can bump and grind with the best of them, and he can face you up. He's got the quick release. He can pull up off the dribble. He can catch and shoot. He can post. He can get to the offensive glass. And I think he's become a much more consistent threat from long range as well. So that's why he's got a career scoring average of around 25 a game.
New York on D after Rajon Rondo's bucket. Just 5 to shoot. And it's off target. Not sure why he took that one. Finished off the break.
I'd say that shot was well within his range.
You think so? I mean, I was pretty good from 2 feet and in myself. That's a gimme there.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, you look at Carmelo Anthony, his quick release. Defenders have to play him close, but then he has the quickness and the strength, along with the ball handling, to get by his man and get right to the rim. No question, he's a really difficult cover.
And New York making a change here. Smith has checked in. As we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the East is stacking up. Take a look at the Hawks. And, of course, the Dallas Mavericks, tied right now. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter.
And the question for Carmelo Anthony is a hard one to answer. When will he win that first title? He might not. There's no guarantees that just because you're a great player that you're going to win an NBA title. He was the 3rd pick in 2003. He is the only player among those top 5 picks yet to win a ring. I'm sure it's a motivating factor, but it takes more than motivation to win one of those rings. He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
Wasted no time on that one. Anthony's got 15 points.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Knicks trailed by 13. Dishes it to Calderon. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got his 4th assist in this one.
Everything working for him out of the half as they've hit 4 of their first 5 shots.
Here's Rondo.